just able to. I'm glad, thank God that I'm able to play games and continue to play games this season.
What have you seen in the defense? Have you seen progress these first two games from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Gibbs said that the biggest improvement's gonna be from week 1 to week 2. I think we improved a little. Still have a lot of stuff to work on defense. I mean, if you watch the film, we still made a lot of mistakes, but improvement was there.
On that long touchdown run that you gave up, is it still issues with being in the right spot? Some gaps, or is it?
Yeah, that's when we watch that play, that's just we're just we're beating ourselves. That play was just definition of how we just messed ourselves up, and that's just what we got to improve on. I mean, the running back was very good. UTEP running back Jones was very good, and he was able to see our mistake and capitalize on it very well. And Arkansas is going to do the same thing.
How do you think you fix that?
Film watching. I mean, when we play linebackers is very hard in this league, and especially going against offenses we go against and running backs and all the receivers we go against. It's just watching more film. Me and the rest of the linebacker crew, we need to watch more film to be able to adjust on the go. I mean, it's okay to take maybe a false step there, but then you got to recover somehow. And instead of a 90-yard touchdown, get a 20-yard gain, which is better. So improvement's always going to be there. That's what we need to start doing.
Coach Gibbs said, looking at last year's tape, he kind of noticed a bunch of guys maybe toward the end of the game, or I think he might have just said with defense in general, but you kind of do your own thing if things start to break down a little bit. Is that something you've noticed on the tape, that maybe defensive plays weren't exactly being executed the way they were intended to be?
I mean, last year we had a lot of issues, to say the least, but this year Coach Gibbs, he's keeping us very accountable. I mean, there's definitely no favorites out there. You do your job. If you don't do your job, you don't play, simply put. So even if we're down 60 or up 60, you better be doing your job. And I believe in my teammates this year. I mean, I haven't seen it yet to where someone just completely broke down and went back to their street ball ways, but that's what Coach Gibbs, he's going to watch film tomorrow, and that he's going to put it up there, so don't do it. So that's what we're trying to do, is just keep doing our job and what we've been taught.
Going back to the film watching, is that more of a personal discipline that you have to have the want to do that? Is that where that comes from?
Well, people have different ways of getting prepared for games. Some people watch less film. I mean, we all have a required film, with the coaches, but my senior year in high school, I had 2 hours of senior release, and all I did was watch film the whole time, 2 hours. And honestly, I can't tell you statistically, I didn't do any scientific thing on it, but I think it helped a lot because I had, a better senior year. So for me, you're just watching film and seeing, when you play linebacker and you're out there, you start to feel plays coming, and that's what I'm trying to get to.
Did you get a chance to watch any of that game between Arkansas and Toledo?
We caught the end of it coming, I think, the last 2 minutes of the game.
Do you feel like it helps or hurts you, the fact that they got beat, because now they're coming in with a huge chip on their shoulder and they're furious and they have so much more to prove?
I really don't think it makes too much of a difference. I mean, you still got to line up and play those guys. You still got to go into those guys' home stadium. So I really don't think, I'm pretty sure after how they played us last year, they feel, they have a certain level of confidence. So regardless of how they played last week, I'm pretty sure they're feeling pretty confident about us.
Do you prepare any differently the week going into your first road game as opposed to just playing at home?
Not really. Probably just get the young guys just to make sure that everything is more mentally focused than it usually be. Just because we're on the road, little mistakes can cost us, and one mistake can be the game changer.
DeAndre, Coach Kingsbury said when referring to the Arkansas loss last year, we don't forget a beating like that. Has this been circled on your calendar as a game that you've been wanting to play in for a while now?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one, just because they came in and pretty much handled us, the whole game, and so that was definitely something that we'll be preaching on this whole week, during practice, and definitely give us something to motivate us going throughout the week.
Coach Kingsbury talked about communication is going to be key, especially playing on the road. Can you talk about what the difference is between playing at home and playing on the road, or maybe having to use silent signals and things like that?
Yeah, just the crowd noise. We can kind of control the crowd here, when we're home, but they don't give, they don't care about us. We go on the road, so it's just gotta just make sure everything's on point as far as the signal wise, communications from from the O line, D line, all across the board. So just gotta make sure we're on point during practice, and I think it'll take care of itself on the weekend.
Who's the leader in that communication, or is it just kind of like every man for himself? Like you got to check.
Well, it starts with Coach King. He calls the plays, and then he gives it to Pat, and then Pat just trickles it down to the receivers and the rest of the offense.
You feel like in that touchdown run you had at the beginning of that second half, at least to me, it looked like you kind of had an extra gear of speed I hadn't seen in, I don't know, maybe before your injury. Does it feel like that to you? Like maybe you're even operating at a higher level than maybe you were even last year?
I mean, I feel good, man. I feel good. I don't think I lost any speed from freshman year to now, but definitely feel good to finally get one of those long ones.